Welcome to this special from the corner of Notre Dame de Grasse, Royal Street and Notre Dame de Grasse. Notre Dame de Grasse and Royal Street. Turn your heads left and right before you cross the street. We're gonna go on this late Friday jog in steel-toe boots with this laptop, my work tool, yours truly. Independent artist, athlete, and activist philosopher on this Friday before the Sabbath. We're going east, coming from the west, from my lair, the dragon's lair. To the mountain we go, cause yesterday I didn't go and Wednesday I didn't go, but I did workout, train, and exercise my special events. Rock and roll dedicated to a cause, a worker group of North America, or the Collective North American Civilization, yours truly. Encouraging you all to work out, train, exercise as I go. As with art and rock and roll special event. It is late 4:33, but see my fellow citizen did a proper stop as I turn, of course, left and right, and of course go from Draper, Notre Dame de Grasse, and we go all the way to the mountain, well dressed because it is a very cold day, so I'm curious how the laptop is gonna work under these conditions. It is what it's supposed to be. It is January 19th, so minus 17 this morning when I woke up and said on my phone. Woke up early, had a very busy day. Checked my emails for business, sent some emails for business. Did 2 loads of laundry, cleaned the 4 hours, scrubbed the toilet bowl 3 times, and took a good shower and cleaned my room and set it up for the Sabbath, which begins at midnight tonight of the Dancing Goddess and Dragon Kingdom and lasts until Sunday. Today's special edition. Go Bakers, go Bakers, go Bakers. Turn your heads left and right even if they have a stop. See the stop is there. That is south. But it's always good to double check. I always do left, right, and left, right because you never know. The brakes could malfunction potentially. The citizen driver could press the accelerator instead of the brakes, right, by mistake. Errors happen. I make mistakes on the daily, and so now that I'm outside, I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations as to my fellow citizens for their liberty and their security to be in perfect harmony, in balance with my own. And I'm an independent aspie with amnesia, that double A, RA, what's called retrograde amnesia. So retrograde amnesia meaning that I lost memory either caused by a prolonged sickness, illness, or due to a trauma in my past. I don't remember. Thank you. Thanks for letting me pass. He saluted with the hand, so give me priority. And anyways, I have RA, what's called retrograde amnesia, and I have Asperger's, and I'm an aspie with amnesia, meaning not amnesia that I forget, because I do a lot of studies and readings as the people's philosopher and YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber for several years now, of course. Not much success in terms of finances, but hey, I'm rich in kisses, laying the foundations. First and foremost, for the First Empire North American Democratic Republic. This Canadian Quebecer who was born twice in the USA in previous incarnation, Dawi. I served both times, twice in the United States Army. Both times in those previous incarnations was born in the United States of America post 1776. Turn your heads left and right. When you cross the street, left and right, even though there's a stop sign there, but see, that is south and that is north. The camera is now pointing north, now it's pointing west, and now it is going to point east. So sometimes there's a stop at all 4 intersections, 4 corners. So you got to turn your heads left and right, right and left. When it is going east and north, sometimes there is no stop sign. When you go west or when you come east, there's only at the north and at the south. See here, there's no stop sign for that car. That's a example in real life. So there's an added dimension of risk, as if it would have been a stop sign here and there, but the only stop sign is on this street because it's a one-way. So the stop sign is there. Now I'm pointing the camera towards the north. So now the camera is the north. So my fellow citizen crossing there. Turn your heads left and right. See, he didn't have a stop sign. See this one either, so he can pass. So that's why I gotta be double checking, and he has a stop there, north and south and north. And see, the dog didn't want to cooperate too much. He was pulling him a little bit hard. So you get all those incidents which can potentially happen. So we got to be aware of security for citizens, and liberty got to be secured, you know. And now that I'm in the public, I got added dimensions, responsibilities, and obligations, which would have not been the same if I would have stayed in my underground room off St. Temple. The same would have not applied. Same obligations and rules and responsibility would have not been the same if I would have stayed in my dragon's lair. And you know, so gonna go and gonna dedicate another march, rock and roll march for the bakers today. But always including my anonymous sister friend Grace, whom I know if I make a gonna give half. See here they have a stop sign on all sides, 4 sides, north, east, west, south. So I'm gonna stop, make sure to pause, and then you gotta give me priority because it's a stop and citizens there. Gotta go with the child, so I'm always looking out for my fellow citizens, you know, because in Quebec we got that Good Samaritan law, which sometimes is old school, but it is pretty much the one that I live up the most. And you know, with Aspie, sometimes I repeat things twice, 3 times, and I might have weird gestures and might say things twice or 3 times and have like ritualized gestures, and sometimes I stare at people, which is a symptom of Asperger's. I don't mean to, but I'm an Aspie, you know, part of a tiny minority, also androgynous, pansexual, part with it, but I'm also an artist, an athlete, independent, and open for business, laying the foundations first and foremost with 718 trillions of kisses. A trillion is 1,000 billion, a billion is 1,000 million, so laying the foundations of the first empire kingdom here in North America. North Americans unite for the Democratic Republic, for the Republican Democrat of North America, you know, for you to unite and of course organize it as a public-private partnership, because fundamentally what I'm doing is I call for a public-private partnership, and the fundamental call for a public-private partnership is everything that I'm doing. That is my dream, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which is a fundamental call for a PPP, a public-private partnership. That's what my dream is, and that's what I'm all about fundamentally as an artist, athlete, philosopher. I was not gonna be careful because I gotta calculate the seconds. See, I got 8 seconds, so maybe step it up a little bit. Got 6, got 5, got 3, got 2, and got 1. So I made it just in time. I didn't want to rush. I want to rush because there was some black ice there, and see my fellow citizens there. Good for you. Go for the jog. I always love when I see citizens on the jog. When I see citizens working out, training, exercising, it really is my medicine and therapy of choice. And I've been calling, still gonna call. Mass financing for citizens across the collective North American civilization, across North America. Let's go NFL. Owners and players of the NFL National Football League, NHL National Hockey League, NBA National Basketball Association, MLB Major League Baseball, to mass finance citizens' fitness activity. And of course, turn your heads left and right here because they can potentially come from there. And of course, the car, of course, can come through there, right? Like passing like that. You know, you got fellow citizen with the little ones, and gotta be here for the youth. Always marching for the youth. Love the youth. The exercise, and I'm our family here, Quebecers, Canadians, coast to coast, and North Americans. I am for world peace, but fundamentally, of course, I'm a Montrealer, a rainbow dragon, North American, and marching, singing for the bakers today, especially for the bakers. I got a bakery where I still go, and prices went up a bit, but hey, bakers rock and roll, man, and bakers rock, baking those cheeses. I mean, not the cheeses, but the danishes, the bread, the baguettes, all the baking, the pastries, the croissants. That's all the bakeries, man. All the bakeries now across North America. Saluting the bakeries, and of course saluting the bakeries, you know, and the bakers now, and imagine them being in solidarity with them, bakers of North America. You know, baking, so important. I'm an amateur cook, you know, I have for years to cook for myself, and like I said, due to amnesia, I just remember this island moving, and that's my memory. Maybe it's COVID what caused it, and I don't know if it's COVID-induced memory loss of youth, adolescence, childhood, but I woke up, here I am, and it's gonna be 4 years soon. End of January 2020, I got sick, so about February, early February, mid-February to about the February, mid-February, it's a very sickling disease. Cross your heads. Cross your heads when you cross your heads when you cross the streets. Turn your heads left and right. Turn your heads left and right. When you cross the street, super important to see the youth there. Going on the top, I always love to see youth active, and they're at the top of that mountain of snow, and it's always cool and rock and roll. Rock and roll for the youth. My anonymous sister friend bakers and butchers with it. It's always dedicated to a cause, and here I gotta turn my head again because even though it's my responsibility to now cross, but of course I gotta be mindful that when I cross the street, there could be a potential, of course, to get a little bit of loving me some of that youth love, man. And I don't want to get too close, but hey, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. It's nice. Young couple, teenager couples. I don't want to disturb them. I try to stay alone because I was going on my rant, you know, and I didn't want to disturb their little moment. And now I'm a matchmaker. After matchmaking, I love when I see people holding hands and couples, and I like to matchmake. You know, I'm a rainbow dragon and androgynous pansexual, and likes that BDSM switch. Anyways, for the bakers, look at the moon go. Moon is getting fuller as I go. So for the bakers today, imagining all that baking being done now since been this morning across Mexico, or what I call the Collective North American Civilizational Complex, across North America, all that baking from Mexico, Canada, US, and of course part of North America is Haiti, Jamaica, and the North American Civilizational Complex, of which we constitute a collective civilizational complex, which as a philosopher I have discussed in the past, and which of course I will continue to dictate as an independent philosopher, artist, rock and roll artist, 24/7 for the butchers, bakers, truckers, nurses, doctors. Nurses, rock and roll for them, love them. We love our nurses, firefighters, love them. Butchers, we love them. Bakers, welders, construction workers, plumbers, electricians, even IT workers. Give me some of that IT for the Dragon Army, for public-private partnership, fundamentally everything that I call it. For a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilization is going to the mountain. It's very cold, you know, a very cold day today, but it is what it's supposed to be, you know, because I say when I left it was minus 13. So when I left, it was minus 13, so it was what it's supposed to be. So now I already feel good. I didn't start filming right away, but I already feel good when I work out. I was a bit moody, I gotta say. I was a bit financially stressed. You know, maybe didn't get enough hugs. You hug for me. Hug like you never hugged before, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, nurses, doctors, butchers, bakers, grocery store clerks. I want to hear more encouragement of people to work out. To work out on the radio, and it's gratitude, man, 24/7. Since I died of COVID, for me, COVID was like death, pestilence, and disease. Pestilence, death, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease was COVID for me. I was 2020. It's 2024 now, and it's going to be 4 years. I don't know, maybe it's COVID that caused my amnesia, lost memory of youth, childhood, adolescence, and moving out. Maybe it was mold that caused it. Mold, M-O-L-D. M-O-L-D, mold. Maybe mold, you know? Or I've written something in my journals about having survived a near fatal head wound, and whatever that was. Surviving a near fatal head wound by a black sword, near fatal head wound by a black sword, and now making a new sword. Me and you and my allies and armies pledge you allegiance to our family. A new sword with make it with a handle made out of two snakes. A white snake and a black snake with rainbow tongues as the handle. And of course, the handle like that. And of course to be the sword, make it red, 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 just like the sunset. It's sunset now in Hawk Island, Montreal, Hawk Island. And the sun is always red, scarlet. Scarlet is the shade of red. It's always red, right? The sun is always red. And it's always red when it sets. And not only when it sets, but the sun is always red in rising. So red, my favorite color. And the sun now shines somewhere in the world. And the sun now is, of course, red. Red in rising, red in setting. Well, the citizen with the car here is blocking a little bit the road, but that's okay. I circumvented because it was a bit too advanced. Normally it should be leave the pedestrian not covered by the car. The car should be at the side of the, but whatever, it's maybe didn't realize. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt and, you know, try to resolve our differences and misunderstandings, because I've been misunderstood and I lost employment opportunities and continuing to being Aspie, and I'm good at things that I'm obsessed about. Like many Aspies, I have the symptoms of sometimes being overly verbose and discursive about the topics of which I'm involved in, especially geopolitics, the study of civilization or civilizational studies, or things, of course, which are part of the civilizational study, the complex, and sports. Dancing is my favorite sports, and rock and roll, so those are my main, and coupled with that, public hygiene. And I still haven't checked here, because I love this building, but I still haven't checked which of the pillars is it. Dionic, Doric, Ionic, or Corinthian. So from the Greco-Roman, from the Roman Empire, from the Grecian Roman world, there's the three pillars in architecture. And I love this building. I would love to paint a little bit of rainbow, but there's Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian, right? So Corinthian, Doric, and Ionic, those are the three ones, right? So in parallel to those three, there's different layers, but those are the main three which are there at the gates. See, that is the pillars that I'm discussing about. So the pillars of the building, and I love the building, but the pillars are, of course, Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian. Those are the three pillars, right? The Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian, the three main ones. So I don't know which ones are those. Maybe they're Doric, maybe they're Corinthian, maybe they're Ionic. I still forgot to check. Nonetheless, the most important thing is that I love the building, and I actually love that building. It's a high school, and I love the architectural style of it, the whole architectural. And you can see now my Aspie symptoms kick in when I do parallel things with the hand and what have you, of course, and digress about technology or whatever the case may be, about different topics at hand, or whatever the case may be, about my discussions, and especially with which that is part of the study of civilization, because architecture, so I can discuss a little bit, because Aspies were obsessed, so I can discuss about different civilizations, and part of the ancient Egyptian civilization, ancient Egyptian, ancient Sumerian, ancient Babylonian, ancient Egyptian, and ancient Roman, of course, ancient Roman, Greco-Roman, if you will, or other civilizations as well. But mostly I gotta say Western civilizations studies, although I did study, of course, other civilizations, or Eastern civilization, if you will. China, the Chinese civilization is a civilization as well, we got to say, and India as well, that has, just like Western civilization, also more than 3,000 years ago, because according to many, Western civilization begins in Sumer, Babylonia, right? Sumer, Babylonia, Sumer, ancient Egypt, so more than 3,000 years old. Keep in mind that the pyramids are more than 4,500 years old, the three main ones. That's my holy city for us 93 gang Thelemites, and as a mystic, universal spiritual teaching student who's my Pope is the sun, my Pope is the sun, my Pope is the sun, who now rises and now sets beautiful sunset, and the moon, the eye of the goddess. I say goddess because gotta get that balance, harmony, and not perfect today for the bakers. What you baking in those bread? Poppy seed bread, sesame seeds, poppy seed bread, plain bread, dark bread, black bread, well, that rainbow bread also. But of course, we bake a lot. Montreal, we're very well, of course, for our bagels, rock and roll. Nobody got better bagels than us in Montreal. Nobody got better bagels than us in Montreal. Ain't nobody got better bagels. We got a lot of bakeries, and of course in my neighborhood I still go directly to the bakery, and you know, I gotta say prices have increased in a few years, but it's still affordable. If I go to the bakery and get a bread, and it's always sometimes fresh or a day old, get a little bit of rebate. So I always enjoy it. So now for the bakers, meditation on the bakers, because yesterday was for the welders and the day before that was for the firefighters and ambulance drivers and the nurses. Always included, of course, always doing meditation on what is being done now there. And you know, I keep it rock and roll 24/7 as the people's artist and athlete, philosopher, martyr, steel toe boots. So now I'm in those steel toe boots. Yesterday it took a little bit of light, of course, took a little bit of light, and in a little bit of congregation, and get a little bit of gratitude with it while marching to the mountain today. It's always gratitude 24/7. You know, I got 10,500 in debt, and I'm open for business, and I had some employment during COVID, a few that I actually really liked, really loved them before, you know, but being an Aspie, you know, and Aspie with amnesia was more business, but all my allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions to our family, and all my allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions to our family, all my allies and armies, AA, that Aspie with amnesia, who's also an artist and an athlete, philosopher as well, double A, not perfect, far from it. Kisses got by the trains of kisses. Turn your heads left and right when you cross the street. Left and right when you cross the street. Turn your heads left and right when you cross the street. Turn your heads left and right when you cross the street. And of course, gonna go to the mountain and rock and roll 24/7 on the lair of the dragon. We're gonna do a little bit of that rock and roll, and always for the bakers. Dragon Army, North Americans Unite, public-private partnership. We channel the aggression with push-ups and hugs. Channel the aggression with push-ups and hugs. Channel the aggression with push-ups and hugs. I have aggression myself, brothers and sisters, but I work out, I train, I exercise. So that I harm none, I work out, I train, I exercise. So that I harm no other citizen. It's important to admit, you know, that I have myself aggression, but it's super important to channel and sublimate, just like sexuality. Turn your heads left and right. You know, I'm pansexual. Being pansexual, what does that mean? You know, it has a meaning. Well, who likes BDSM switch? So BDSM stands for bondage, domination, submission, masochism. And heard that is, it's open, and I'm open about it. And it's 24/7 rock and roll for the bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. Point is that it's super important to, of course, sublimate and channel these, you know, channel these and sublimate. Sublimate and channel, to sublimate and channel. Right, it's super important. Sublimate and channel. And here are these buildings on Westmount now, you know, and if I know somebody who deserves to live in houses like this, well, you already know. If you don't know, my anonymous sister friend who Madonna is in Montreal now, please. I know somebody who sings is greatest singer in my estimation for me. And this is my anonymous sister friend. If I make $1 million, gonna give her half $1 billion, gonna give her half $1 trillion, gonna give her half of every million. Madonna, love you. Should have come Priestess Hannah to do a little bit of a workout, a little bit of a dance, because nobody dances like Priestess Hannah. But I wish I would have been a little bit of for the tickets. The tickets to be reduced, or at least a portion of the tickets to be given to farmers, butchers, nurses, the nurses, whatever. That's what I would have hoped anyways, but anyways, it wasn't the case, so nonetheless, still rock and roll. We're gonna rock and roll, go to the mountain. I'm back what time it is, because I gotta be back by like 7:15ish. Yeah, watch a little bit of a movie with my anonymous sister friend Friday night, and maybe tomorrow go back and launch another dance singles, because dancing is my favorite sport. But today is Rainbow Dragon is today. Rainbow Dragon is today. Rainbow Dragon is today. Today's the rainbow dragon, marching to the mountain for the bakers. How about those baking? That baking coast to coast. Who's baking? Who's a baker in Montreal? Who's a baker in Quebec? Love you, big dragon hugs. Bakers getting that wheat, getting those ingredients, putting it in the fire. How you baking all that dough? Just let the dragon know. Bakers for the bakers. I know that. I see you baking. Baking me some of that good bread. Baking me some of that good bread. Baking me some of those breads and the bakers of the bread. Bread, that bread, that bread. Everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street. Everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street, I said. Everybody gotta eat. Even that Wall Street. Everybody gotta eat. That bread. Those bagels and those croissants. Bakers of Mexico, bakers of Canada, bakers of Quebec, bakers of Montreal. North American bakers, this one's for you, North American bakers. Bakers across North America. This march is dedicated to you specifically. Always from my anonymous sister friend, the youth, the youth, the youth. The young, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the grocery store clerks, firefighters, train conductors. Thinking about the firefighters on the road now. Better get that safe, firefighters and the butchers and the nurses, the doctors, all those involved in the production and the distribution of food, all those involved in the production and the distribution of food. Starts with the farmers, gotta salute them first, and construction workers starts with the construction, all those in steel toes and building up those cranes, you know, got a social housing starts with them, and my brothers and sisters, politicians, is pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist, pro-labor and love. Universal Revolutionary Centrist, pro-labor and love. Universal Revolutionary Centrist, who is an aspie with amnesia, and like I said, perhaps it's that black sword wound, which I don't know what it was about. Just wrote it in journals, and whatever it is, I remember past years, lots of work, independent work, and yes, I'm $10,500 in debt, financially struggling, but you know, I'm thinking about many businesses now during COVID. They got that CERB, and many businesses struggling, many citizens now struggling financially, like myself, increasing. A lot of problems, you know, it's a lot of problems we got. I got solutions. I got solutions on the table. You got to get sometimes strength, fire force, vigor. It has to be balanced. You can't base everything on strength, fire force, judgment. We got to have compassion, love, understanding, counterbalance, you know, got to counterbalance. I want to hug, I want to get hugs, I want to be loved more than famous. Somebody said, you're going to be famous? I said, well, I want to be loved more than famous. Oh, thank you. Fellow citizens, let me pass. Wasn't sure because he has a stop there, but he made a sign with the hand so I can proceed. Made the sign with the hand so I can proceed and just keep going, because of course I am in the public, and I wasn't sure that technically I think that I had priority, but it's a car, you know, so I don't know, but maybe he had priority first. But I always stop and check, and I check left and right, and I made sure he stopped fully, because you know, you gotta stop fully. But you know, and he looked at me and then he gestured with a hand that I can proceed. So thank you, citizen, thank you. I always appreciate when drivers give your truly rainbow dragon some priority. Thank you and appreciation, you know. Yeah, sometimes I can be rude myself, depending. Sometimes I'm moody, but I try to get the higher self. It's not always easy. I got that lower self as well, eh? I got the lower self, I admit it. I got a lower self. I can be, I guess, two-faced. Sometimes. Sometimes I can be, but I try. And that's something that we work constant as the individual part of the civilization. Because I am for the greater good fundamentally. While I want something better for myself, I also want for the greater good. I am for the greater good. I got imperfections, I got flaws. I got to take a moment to thank those who put salt here, who cleared the road here, and of course who cleared the road. It's really well done. No need to apologize. Maybe he's saying good things. We don't know. I'm giving him the benefit. I love hugs. Benefit of the doubt. Bye, take care. That's funny. I think it was the poodle. He said that was funny. My sister said hugs. Yes, he started barking. Poodles I can hug and poodles I can pet. Poodles I can pet, poodles I can hug. But other dogs make me sneeze. Achoo! The ones with the thick fur. The ones with the thick fur. The ones who have a thick fur. So the thick fur is the thickness and the length of the fur. So that is what it is. It's the thickness of the fur and the thickness of the fur. And that was nice of my sensei. Will hug me, hug me, hug me. Yes. Just ask. I'm no giving to anybody who asked. I might ask if you're vaccinated or hygiene, because I got hygiene and believe me, I still clean. I get dirty, but I get back clean. I got dirt on me, forget it. Who knows the youth I had, the adolescence I had. Who knows? I know I got a lot of scars, a lot of tats and scars. I got a lot of scars and tats. And I've spent a few years, the years that I remember, the past years, like with 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the libraries, 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the libraries, and I'm building a new sword now with your help. Allies Anonymous, pledge your allegiance, legions, and black and a white snake, both with rainbow tongues, with a red sword, red, a little bit of gold at the tip, a little bit of gold. That's why I want a new sword building now. Sword, so SWORD. With a handle, a black snake, black, BLACK, a black snake, and a white snake. And a black snake and a white snake with a rainbow tongues. With rainbow tongues in it, you know, the rainbow tongues. And the handle to be 2 snakes with interlaced tongues that are rainbow, and one is black and one is white, and the sword is red and with a little bit of gold, red and a little bit of gold, red and a little bit of gold in it. So that's for a new sword, which I'm calling for to all to help, and of course for the implementation of my Trinity of theories, the Holy Trinity as I go to the mountain, the CIT citizen integration theory, the DRT death refusion theory, and the democratic fusion theory. Democratic fusion theory, DFT, CIT citizen integration theory, democratic fusion theory. I gotta be careful here, fellow citizen. Jogging, good for you, keep on jogging. And of course, we go all the way to the mountain that's east. Just gotta be prudent here, because there's cars coming and I gotta watch out for my fellow citizen. He's gonna keep on jogging, I'm gonna have to get out of the way, so he's there to jog, or fellow citizen Jerry, he's jogging, and good for you, saluting, and keep on jogging. We're gonna go east, and we're gonna wait for these cars to pass. It's like rush hour, and just gonna put my hand like this, because sometimes it's the CO2 I get that gets to my nose, just like cigarette smoke. The smoke that I like, cannabis. I don't smoke cannabis. I have joints, but I don't smoke. But cannabis, I still have like 7, or maybe 3.5, or like 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 joints, because it's legal in Canada, by the way. Cannabis is legal in Canada, so we got the best. We got the best. Hey, sorry, California, Snoop Dogg. Let me put you on the leash for world peace, Snoop Dogg. Let me put you on the leash for world peace, Snoop Dogg. Let me put you on the leash for world peace. Hey, we're going to the mountain. Here we are in Westmount. Again, if I know somebody who deserves here to live in this your house, is my anonymous sister friend, and greatest woman I know, Madonna. Give her 7 millions to me. If I make millions, I'll give her half of billions or trillions. And the greatest woman I know, and sings better than I love you, Madonna. You know I dance crazy on Madonna music, but my sister sings better. My anonymous sister friend sings better, and you know I'm a bit upset that I heard that there was no ticket below 100 for Madonna. I heard that there was not even one ticket below 100. I heard that there was no one ticket before below 100 for Madonna. I heard, that's what I heard. There was no ticket which was below 100. So that's a bit much for me, of course, and that's a bit much for me. But anyways, hope she has a nice day in Montreal. Got time to come like learn and rock and roll, a little bit of French rock and roll to Madonna, because rock and roll bilingual. And for the bakers, hey, since I started this video, how many breads were baked across this Montreal island? Montreal is a city Well, 2.5 million people in an island city surrounded by a river, and 2.5 million people like a small country, right? It's basically like a small country. 2.5 million people is basically like a small country, right? 2.5 million people is like a small country. So just of course here is 2.5 million people, and of course we gotta get that 2.5 million people on the island, on the island, on the island. And of course around the island, north and south, it is 4.5 million. And of course across North America, Canada, we're 40 million now plus, and United States 340 million, Mexico plus more than 100 million. Haiti I think is like maybe 9 million as well. Cuba is like 11 million. Jamaica like maybe 6 million, maybe less. So North America, just we're in the hundreds of millions. We crossed the 600 million. 600 million is populated North America, but our population in Canada is concentrated about more or less 200 kilometers from the US border, which is that way south. And yours truly, Quebecer Canadian, was born twice in past lives, previous incarnations in the United States Army. Both times served in the United States Army. Post 1776. Post 1776. Post 1776. Both times served in the United States Army. Heard that correctly. I was born twice in previous because I believe in reincarnation. So both times I was born that way south in the USA, United States of America, post 1776. That means post independence. And both times I've served in the United States Army. Quite paradoxical previous lifestyles. Quite paradoxical previous incarnations. Quite paradoxical. Last time, anyways, here we are for the bakers. How many breads? How many breads?
He's the shortest.
The youth. I would have liked them to turn their heads left and right more because they kind of didn't, but they were not really attentive. But I would have said, my brothers, my children, turn your heads left and right when you cross the street, because they could have potentially come from that side or the other side, and I would have said that. But you know, I'm just doing this march for myself, or because I said they didn't do it and they're in the public, and like, you never know, brakes might malfunction and the citizen driver might press the accelerator. So because I didn't see them do it, they just crossed without turning their heads left and right. So that was a little bit of my fellow citizen, looking out for my fellow citizens, because you're my family now. And what we got, I don't know another place but Montreal, really. I woke up, had COVID. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. Survived by my anonymous sister friend. This house by my, it's already sold though. Buy another one. So, name is. So, I don't really know my life outside of Montreal. Here I am, doing a vlog for the bakers, butchers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, all those involved in the production and distribution of food. Looking out for the turning of the car, making sure that I cross properly, and of course it's our citizen prudence to LOVE and to love each other's safety, to love each other's security, to love each other's, is all we got now. Was I speaking, nuclear war might start, right? So I'm doing this vlog, nuclear war might begin. As I'm doing this vlog, nuclear war might begin, or China might invade Taiwan. It's known as the ROC, Republic of China, while China mainland is known as the PRC, People's Republic of China, which is Taiwan and China, and dates back to their civil war. And here in North America, you know, we had our sufferings and struggles, We still do. We still got fights, racism, economic inequality, racism. See the crows say, we know your secret's dragon, but they're cheering me up nonetheless. Say, go dragon, go dragon. I know, you know. Once, from Friday from midnight to Saturday midnight, I'm a queen and a king of spades. Once, Friday night to Saturday night once a week. I'm strictly queen and a queen and a king of spades, a king and a queen of spades. Anyways, you know we gotta get that little V, and of course we gotta. So we got now. You know, you never know. I'm in nuclear war. My star. Look at the crows cheering me on even at night. They know my secrets, but they're cheering me on. Pledge your allegiance, legions, the legions of the crows. I love you, crows. Even in the crows, in the love the black crows in the white snow. I'll play a rainbow. I love the black crows in the white snow, but I'll play a rainbow, my crows. My allegiance. Here we go. Crowley, Crowley, Crowley. My father prophet, Crowley, the fool. What a fool. These are all Crowley's children, myself included. It's all Crowley's children, man. Myself included. Your rock and roll songs for me. Crowley the crows. And I do a little bit of see some, whoop. Pictures, man. Pictures and songs, you know. I love you to my crows. Allegiance, play your allegiance, legions. Look how beautiful they are, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know that the legions, pledge your allegiance, legions are our family. These are my crows, a rainbow dragon for the kingdom. I love you, my crows. They the legions for our rock and roll to the mountain on the Montreal. North Americans unite. Giving me some push-ups, push-ups and some hugs. For the dragon, here we rainbow. For the satellites, I said, let's go. For the building of the army, dragon army, here we roll. On the rock and on the dough, on the go and on the rock. Crowley's children on the floor, dancing till the sun shines evermore. Crowley's children on the floor, Crowley's children 93. That's what's about to be. Give it for the satellites, give it for the sunlight, give it for the lovers in the sky. Loving me some crows, you know how it goes. Plenty of crows and they know my secrets, but I love them, they cheer me on. Pledge your allegiance, legions, I love the crows. I love those black crows in the white snow when I play a rainbow. I love those black crows. As I dance on the white snow when I play a rainbow, I love those black crows. On the white snow when I play a rainbow, you know that I love ya. Hey, I sing it for you, butchers and the farmers and the nurses and the bakers and the firefighters and the doctors. Those NATO troops, west side, here we look. For the lovers and the kissing and the hissing. Hey, for the butchers and the bakers, those are all the crows' allegiance. Pledge your allegiance, thou the family, to the dragon army. Pledge your allegiance, thou the legions, public-private partnership, PPP. For allegiance to the legions, thou my legions, thou my family. Pledge your allegiance, thou's the legions. For allegiance, that's the family. For allegiance, that's the crows. For allegiance, that's the crow. That's the dragon army, rock and roll, rainbow, yep. Kiss it for the floor, kiss it for the go. Kiss it for the sun we hold. Kiss it for the rainbow gold. Stroke it on the floor where I love you. Rock and roll. Et c'est les corbeaux du dragon. Les légions prêtées allégeance. Famille du rock'n'roll en arc-en-ciel pour l'Amérique du Nord. Que les jeux aiment avec des bisous et des câlins. Hey, de la belle province. Un empire, s'il vous plaît, du royaume du dragon, des pompes puis des câlins, hey, pour les infirmières, pour les pompiers, pour la sécurité alimentaire, pour les armées Hawaii, des satellites dans les airs, que ça fasse de la danse pour la renaissance, que j'aime les corbeaux noirs dans la neige blanche, je vous en arc-en-ciel. J'ai dit j'aime les corbeaux noirs dans la neige blanche, puis je vous chante danse en arc-en-ciel. J'aime les corbeaux noirs dans la neige blanche. Puis je vous chante, puis je vous danse en arc-en-ciel, puis ça bouge à la renaissance, bleu ciel, regarde. Le dragon qui vous chante, le corbeau qui danse, il dit, je connais tes secrets, mais n'est pas parfait, mais loin de là. Votre dragon qui aime le rouge, ça va à la montagne, on est sur le Mont-Royal, regarde. La métropole qui me chante, hey, Légion, prêtez allégeance, qui me chante, Légion, prêtez allégeance, je vous aime, regarde les corbeaux, et je vous aime... Dans la belle province, avec des câlins, puis des bisous, puis des chatouilles, le bleu ciel s'enrouille, des pompes à l'entraînement physique. Ah ouais, mon premier ministre, que ça fasse, corbeau noir, la danse. Regarde. 1, 2, 3, va par en arrière. Puis un autre par en avant, puis ça lance. Encore une autre, corbeau que ça danse, puis regarde sans gêne. La belle province, une chanson. Les corbeaux de l'île de Montréal, là, je vous aime, Québécois, Québécoises, qui prêtent allégeance. Pour l'armée du dragon, regarde. Hey, c'est des corbeaux qui chantent. C'est des corbeaux, regarde. Pour le ciel, on danse. Hey, pas besoin de l'eau bénite. Juste du vin à la place. Merci, bonjour, pas d'amour. Je voulais savoir si vous me parlez pas d'amour, merci, bonjour. Wow. Wow, man. Hey, that's a lot of crows there. So many crows, eh? Wow. So crows and more crows. So many crows right there. See, they're full of crows. Crows, 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 crows. Love you crows, love you crows, love you crows. Hey, loving me some crows, eh? So many crows there. It's so beautiful and lots of crows. And, hi, there we go, man. We made it to the mountain. Crows. In French, it's corbeau. Yeah, it's like 7 rows of crows. See? So many, man. There's so many. So many crows are right there, man, on the road. Gotta put those gloves. Gotta put those gloves back on because it's a little bit on the chilly side for those hands, but I'm really glad I saw my legions here, my supporters, the crows. They're cheering the dragon on, and I got 7 trees. They're on 7 different trees. 7 different trees. Oh, now we're gonna switch to that French, fait que maintenant je m'en vais pour la marche pour les boulangers, les boulangers, les boulangers. On va traverser, puis il me restait quand même amplement du temps, 7 secondes, mais sur, vous voyez là-bas en arrière, c'est sur les 7. Hein? C'est tout des corbeaux. Et il y en a tellement. Okay? Cette. Voyez les corbeaux? Les corbeaux sont dans les arbres. Puis il y en a 7. Regardez-les, ils sont là. Prêtez allégeance, Légion, vous êtes famille. Prêtez allégeance, Légion, vous êtes famille. Prêtez allégeance. Légion, vous êtes famille. Prêtez allégeance, Légion, pour l'Empire. Pour l'Empire. Pour l'Amérique du Nord. Pour la Renaissance, la défense de côte à côte. Il y en a 7. Arbres, puis sont pleins de corbeaux. Puis je viens de chanter une chanson. Quand je m'en vais sur Montréal, aujourd'hui il fait froid. Mais c'est qu'est-ce qui devrait être. Puis en admirant les corbeaux qui sont mes fans, puis ils sont tous là. Puis... That's correct. Is that poodle? Oh no, poodles I'm okay. It's just the other ones I get a little bit of allergies. Yeah, no, poodles I'm fine. The ones that have the thicker fur. You like those Broncos? Are they in the playoffs? No, my Niners are though.
Exactly.
Go Party, go, man.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey, thank you very much. Bless you and have a safe, enjoy the Super Bowl. What a nice friendly citizen there is like citizen, and of course got 6. So you got 6, and you got 4, and got plenty of seconds, and he excused himself. I liked, because the dog came to sniff my, and we're in the public, so he said excuse me, so I said it's okay if it's a poodle. Puis il s'était excusé quand même, puis j'ai dit c'est correct, c'est un poodle, j'ai pas des allergies, puis il m'a dit qu'il est hypoallergénique, it's hypoallergenic, so poodles I can pet. It's just the other dogs. Anyways, here we are at the mountain, on est allé à la montagne, puis on est venu ici, puis on va monter en haut. We're gonna go up. Gonna go up the mountain, on va aller en haut de la montagne. Et on est rendu aujourd'hui pour les boulangers. Dans les boulangeries qui font le pain. On y va, on monte. Pour les boulangers aujourd'hui. Les boulangers de l'Amérique du Nord, comme vous savez que mes marches sont dédiées à des différents causes, ou bien plus pour les différents travailleurs. Les boulangers aujourd'hui, je vous aime. Combien de pains qui ont été cuites aujourd'hui? Combien qui ont été depuis que j'ai commencé cette vidéo il y a 50 minutes? Qui veut financer que je monte? Puis je descends 300 fois. Comme ça, 300 fois. Imaginez que je descends. Puis je monte avec du Rock&Roll. Puis je suis à bas de Cap d'Acier aujourd'hui, mais après, elle voulait dire bonjour.
Il fait froid, il fait trop froid.
Vous voulez une petite chanson de Rock&Roll? Fait trop froid pour le Rock&Roll, hein? Merci, bonne journée, bonne soirée, merci de m'avoir dit bonjour. Et on se garde par la droite. Ça fait toujours plaisir, mais c'est vrai qu'il fait froid, puis moi je danse dans la neige, même quand il fait fret. Le dragon, le rock'n'roll ne pas s'arrête. Ne s'arrête pas besoin de bécherelle pour la conjugaison, moi. Pas besoin de bécherelle pour la conjugaison, moi. Pas besoin d'un bécherelle pour la conjugaison, moi. Une danse par la droite, puis par la gauche, que ça fasse plus de la bénite. Et un peu qu'on se tasse par la droite pour que mon citoyen va en bicyclette. Une belle bicyclette. Et voyons faire de l'entraînement physique sur le Mont-Royal. Je vous encourage. Et je vous fais un petit rappel, les Québécois, de ma famille, vous êtes ensemble des fois dysfonctionnels. Que votre conditionnement physique commence dès aujourd'hui. Et on s'en va vers le top. Le top. Ah, ça fait du bien. Ah, ça marche de bas de Cap d'Acier, puis ça fait du bien. On va monter jusqu'en haut. Aujourd'hui, je vais faire une petite chanson pour les boulangers dans les boulangeries. Comme thème de discussion aujourd'hui, c'est les boulangers. Et les boulangeries. Les boulangers et les boulangères. Dans les boulangeries, combien de pain, combien de... bien sûr, des petites pâtisseries ou des autres choses qui ont été faites ici. On s'en va à la montagne pour faire de l'entraînement physique. Là, ça fait du bien. Mais je dois dire que ça fait du bien. Et ça en fait toujours plaisir. voir du monde. Ici, vous voyez, il y a des lumières qui sont allumées pour la piste. Vous pouvez faire du ski, mes chers. Puis je dois dire que c'est quand même un jour pour faire du ski plaisant. Ah, Rock&Roll pour les boulangeries, là, qui font le pain. Du pain blanc, du pain noir, du pain en arc-en-ciel, du pain mou, puis des baguettes dans les boulangeries. Les boulangers aujourd'hui, en train de faire une méditation sur les boulangers de l'Amérique du Nord, parce que je suis nord-américain, canadien, québécois, pas de... C'est de ma famille, des fois dysfonctionnelle. Et je suis pas parfait, loin de là. Et je suis pas parfait, loin de là, mais j'aime savoir les gens qui s'entraînent, qui sont venus. Une température quand même froid. Mais c'est qu'est-ce qui devrait être aujourd'hui, parce qu'on est là 19 février, tu sais. Fait que on est sur le Mont-Royal le 19 février. Vendredi, là, ça va commencer à minuit. Et donc, je vois du monde qui font du ski. Et ça patine, même quand il fait fret. Mais je dois dire que c'est qu'est-ce que... Même s'il fait fret, mais c'est qu'est-ce qui devrait être en fond. Le froid comme ça. Puis, moi, en marche de la boîte de cap d'acier, je suis curieux de voir combien de... Ça va me durer, bien sûr. Là, combien ça va durer, bien sûr, pour que je fasse la vidéo avec l'électricité, là. Parce que vous voyez, je suis à boîte de cap d'acier moi-même. Et bien sûr, peut-être faire un petit entraînement ici où on s'en va au top, puis on retourne, tu sais. On s'en va au top, puis on retourne. Et bien sûr, on s'en va au top. Et on retourne donc pour les boulangeries. Pour les boulangeries. Pour les boulangers, aujourd'hui, une méditation, puis je dois dire qu'on a les meilleurs. Les meilleurs, pas les pains, quand même, je sais pas, j'ai pas tout mangé les pains du monde, mais quand même, je peux dire que bien sûr, au point de vue des croissants, on a bien des croissants qui sont excellents, puis du pain, puis avec ça, des beignes aussi qui sont bons, tu sais, c'est quand même dans les boulangeries, puis les pâtisseries aussi, les boulangers font pas juste du pain, mais ils font les boulangeries aussi, tu sais, les boulangeries aussi, tu sais, fait que ça fait une bonne affaire, puis ça fait toujours une méditation, parce que hier j'ai dédié, c'était aux soudeurs, puis avant c'était aux ambulanciers, puis aux pompiers, puis à chaque jour, à chaque semaine, à chaque mois, mais c'est à des choses différentes, c'est des travailleurs différents. Puis aujourd'hui c'est pour les boulangers. Pour les boulangers, mes chers, votre on vous chante sur la montagne pour que vous faites des pains puis des baguettes, puis bien sûr que vous faites j'allais dire bien sûr des bagels, mais on dit quand même des bagels, hein? On fait de la langue française, on a une petite plainte, ben, dragon arc-en-ciel, ben, les bagels quand même, on dit les bagels, quand même, j'entends bien des Québécois qui disent, je pense que la majorité, plus que 50,1%, ils disent des bagels à la place, mais c'est des bagels qu'on a les meilleurs quand même, puis tout ça qu'on fasse avec les pâtisseries, puis il y a bien des choses dans les boulangeries, tu sais, c'est pas juste le pain, il y a des spécialités, puis il y a aussi des petites pâtes, avec les pâtes qui se font dans la production, des pâtisseries, des différentes pâtisseries, ça peut être moins sucré, plus sucré, puis le pain, tu sais, il y a toutes sortes de pain, hein. Ça peut être pain noir, pain brun, toutes sortes de pain avec du blé, avec des fois avec plus de sucre, moins de sucre, ou sans gluten, tu sais, fait que c'est quand même différent, les pains, hein, on peut mettre bien des choses, tu sais, en tant que boulanger, puis dans les boulangeries, tu sais. Là, je vois quand même du monde qui font du ski, vous faites bien. Continuez, faites du ski, faites de l'entraînement physique, et puis je vous encourage bien sûr à faire de l'entraînement physique, et puis ça fait du bien. Je vous encourage, je fais appel à, bien sûr, à faire appel à Partenariat public-privé pour financer les gens, puis encourager les gens à l'entraînement physique. Tu sais. Il y a bien du monde maintenant qui sont venus, puis ils font du ski. Ils font du ski ici, dans la montagne. Ici, il n'y a pas beaucoup de visibilité, mais plus loin, il y a les lumières. Puis je dois dire un petit rappel, un petit merci à l'Hydro-Québec, là. Tu sais, les travailleurs qui ont bâti les centrales dans les 40, 50, 60, 70, puis on vient d'en construire une neuve. une nouvelle, on doit en construire plus. Puis c'est ça, that's ça, Rock&Roll. Puis il faut la gratitude. Hey, même si je suis en crise financière, 10 500 $, 10 500 $, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, puis j'ai du café puis du thé, bien sûr, puis j'ai du café puis du thé, puis j'ai de l'électricité, puis bien sûr que je prends rien pour acquis, puis je me demande pour aujourd'hui. En vivant pour aujourd'hui, en vivant pour aujourd'hui, avec l'espoir pour demain, puis ça me